CSS. Okay, so transitions are powerful tools in CSS that allow you to create smooth and seamless animations on your website. Okay, and so they are easy to use and can add a lot of virtual interest to your site. But before we continue to them, we need to take a look at them, take a look at what exactly are there. Okay, so these ones, the transitions, which add smooth and seamless animations on your website, as I've said, you can define them as a way to animate changes to an element's style. Okay, and when you change the style of an element, the browser will normally just snap to the new style. But with the transitions, you can tell the browser to gradually change the style over a period of time. Okay, hence creating smooth and seamless animations on your website. Okay, so let us take a look at some examples and how to use these transitions. These transitions, it is a property. Okay, so let us go. So here we have a div. Okay, have a div in our body, and it has a text which is hello. Okay, so let us try to apply some transitions on this div. Okay, so let us first design it like this. Okay, div, let us give it a color so that we can be able to see. So let us put it, give it a background color. Let us give it a color of yellow. Okay, like that. Then let us give it a width and a height. Width like this. Width, which is let us give it 200 pixels, and height of also 100 pixels. Okay, like that. So we have our div right there. Okay, as you can see. Okay, so let us try to apply some transitions. Okay, to apply some transitions, we use the property, the transition property, like this. Yeah, so we can apply transition like this. We type the transition property. Okay, and then we can apply, we can try to look for the property that we want to transition. Okay, to make it smooth. So for example, before we could apply them, for instance, if we want to change the color, when the color of this div, the background color of this div, when a user hovers over it, we can do like this. Div. Okay, so we want to, when the user hovers over it, we want to change the background color, which is the property that we want to change. Let us change it to be blue, and we want to change the width. Okay, the width to be like 150 pixels, like there. So when we hover over it, as you can see, but our transition is not smooth. Our change, the change, when the user hovers, the change is not smooth. Okay, so to make it smooth, we can use transitions. Okay, so for example, let us try to apply some transitions here. So remember, we use the transition property, and we apply, and then we write. Okay, we first write the property that we want to change. For example, the color. Okay, to make it smooth. Yeah, the property that we want to make it smooth. Okay, so for example, background color, like that. This one. Okay, the name of the property, which is background color. Okay, so what do we want to do with background color? Okay, so let us use it like this. So here with background color, then after background color, we can apply like the duration. Okay, the duration of this transition, of this animation, we want it to be like 2 seconds. Okay, so it is going to last when this div is changing color. It is going to take 2 seconds. Okay, that is the duration, and then we want to make it easy. So easy, want to make it smooth when it is starting. Okay, when it is changing. So let us save. So when we save and we try to hover over it again, I think the width is changing very rapidly, very fast. Okay, as you can see, the width, but the color, as you can see, it is changing smoothly. Okay, as you can see, smooth. It is changing very smooth. Okay, so we can also do this with the width here, but to do it with the width, we can apply here, we can put a comma, then we repeat the same, but here we use the property which is the width that we want to change the width, and then we can even use different durations. So for example 3 seconds, and here we can say is. Okay, then we save. So we are going to see as you can see, even the width is changing smoothly. Okay, as you can see there. Okay, it is changing smoothly. Okay, so that's how we can use the transitions. That is the basic way. Okay, and this one is called the shorthand rule, the shorthand way of using transitions. But let me show you the very basic way. Okay, so to use this one, remember we need to specify the transition property. So here we have a property transition property there. Okay, and then we can specify it. For example, background like this. Okay, background color. That is the property that we want to change on this element, that we want to make smooth on this element. Then we can specify the transition duration. Okay, transition duration, let us make it 3 seconds, and let us apply some transition. Here we have transition delay. We can delay for some some 1 seconds. Okay, we can also apply some transition. There is also transition origin, transition duration, timing. Okay, timing function. So we have a lot. Okay, so here let us apply. So here we can use like the origin of the transition. So let us make it, we can make it some kind of right. Okay, so let us see. As you can see, it is not applying. Okay, so the width is not applying. Okay, but the color, as you can see, it is changing. Okay, it is changing. The color, it is changing. Okay, so as you can see, is changing. Okay, so we can even apply it to what to delay. Okay, so let me show you something else here. Okay, so that is the basic way. Okay, so there are a lot of use cases. You can use these transitions when you are styling buttons. For example, when the user hovers over it, when the user clicks it. Okay, what happens to that button? Okay, you can use it in a lot of cases. Okay, so let us try to look at another way how we can use them. And I think this is the best way that you need. Okay, this is the best way. Okay, and you remember I told you the shorthand. First, I forgot to tell you how you can use the ease, the ease in, the ease out. Okay, those timing functions. So to use them when we are not using the shorthand method, we can do like this. We can specify transition timing function. Okay, and this one provides us the timing functions. For example, ease, we have ease, we have easing out, we have ease out. Okay, we have step end. Okay, so let us apply our ease. Okay, so when we apply it, you can see it's changing. It is changing like that. So we have seen how we can apply multiple transitions. Okay, so we have seen it. Okay, so we have a lot of timing functions. As you have seen, we have even, there is another one which is called the keyframe-based. So this one, the easy, this one, it creates a slow start and a fast middle. Okay, first the middle is fast, and then a slow at the end. Okay, so the start is slow, and the middle is fast, and the end is slow. Okay, that is the ease. And the ease in creates a the start is always slow. Okay, and the ease out, the end is always slow. Okay, ease out, the end is always slow. As you hear the word ease, so the transition goes with ease. Okay, ease out. Okay, so the is in out, there are many. The is in out, this one, the is in out is this one, the is in out. This one creates a slow start and end. Okay, is in and out. Okay, so for example here, if we do like this, so let us apply to the width so that we can see clearly. So width like this. So as you can see, CSS property, so transform origin right. Let us remove this one. So when we apply, we have a width. Okay, so now we apply this delay of 1 second. Let us remove it. Okay, so as you can see, slow during the end. I think, let us go back. So when we start, it is going to be slow, and during the middle it is going to be fast, and at the end it is going to be slow. Okay, which is the is in out. Let us see. So when I hover, slow, fast, slow. Okay, as you can see. So that's how we can use it. There's also others like the cubic beans. Okay, cubic beans, and this one is custom for easing. It is somehow advanced. Okay, so we can use it like this. We can so functions. So this one we can use the cubic. We can say cubic beans, like the cubic beans, that one. But we can use many. It always have four arguments. So let us use this one. Okay, cubic beans and these ones. Okay, let us try to do. I think it's somehow, it's somehow class, as you can see, and this one, as you can see, widely used across. Okay, this one we can use it like this. As you can see, this cubic beans here, it is very cool. Okay, we can use many more cubic beans. For example, let us first delete this one, cubic beans. There's also this one. Okay, this one is like that. It is like the ease in, the ease in out. Okay, as you can see, slow first. Okay, smoothness. Okay, so this one we can, here we can make it to be 1, and this one 1, and this one slow. Okay, so as you can see, it is really perfect. It is really perfect. Okay, so for example, we can even use the for opacity. Okay, so for opacity here, when something, so for example here we can have dot show dot was. So here we can, when you hover, we want so for opacity, let us set it to be 0. Okay, so let us see, it disappears. Opacity equals to 0. We can use it right here. So want for the opacity there. So as you can see, it is disappearing smoothly like that, and it can also appear smoothly. So for example here, opacity, let us first set it to be 0. Okay, let us first set it to be 0, and here let us make it to be 1. Okay, like that. So if here, as you can see, it is not appearing, but when I hover over it, I think it is appearing smoothly. Okay, and again it is disappearing smoothly. Okay, so there is also others. There are also other functions you can use. Okay, so that's all about transitions. Okay, play with them. Okay. Okay, so let's talk about animations in CSS. So animations are similar to transitions, but they allow you to specify multiple keyframes, which are points in time that define the animations. And to create an animation, you need to define the animation itself, and then apply it to an element. Okay, so let us take a look at how we can use these animations. Okay, and to use animations, we use the keyframes rule. Okay, so for example here, let us we are going to first create our div right down here. Okay, so let us create a div element there and give it some kind of hello text. okay, there. So we have our div. So let us come here in the style, in the internal styling section, and we write there the div. Okay, so we want to apply, so let us give it a color, so that a background color, background, what's happening to my CSS. Okay, so background color, let us give it blue. I like blue. Okay, let us give it a size, a width of 220. Let us give it 100 pixels, and height of 100 pixels, like that. So we have it, it is right there. Okay, so let us apply some animations. Remember, we need to first define the animation itself, and then we apply it to an element. So let us go there. So we use the, remember, we use the keyframes. We use the keyframes alone. Okay, keyframes and the name of the animation. Okay, my animation, or you can call it div animation. Okay, div animation. Okay, there, and then we apply those curly brackets. Okay, there. So here we can say from. Okay, so from, so we want to change from opacity. So let us give it from opacity 0. Okay, so we want to go to some opacity which is 1. Okay, from visibility, from invisible to visible. Okay, opacity 1. Okay, so from there let us apply, okay, to our element. Let us apply this this animation to our element. Okay, so here to apply, so we need to specify the animation. Okay, so specify it like this. So animation, we give it, so we say animation name, or let us first use the shorthand way. Okay, let us first use the shorthand way. Okay, because it looks to be simplest, but not. So let us fade in. Okay, so we can fade in like this. Okay, so fade in, this one's for fading in. Okay, so name of the brush, then we give it some 2 seconds. Let us give it no, guys, to make it a basic, you know, I want to cater for those who don't know. Okay, who don't know the animations. Let us first forget about the shorthand lol. Okay, so let us specify. So here, and the property, we need to first specify the animation name. And the animation name that we have div animation. Okay, that is our animation. And this one, it is the name of the keyframes. Okay, so animation name. Then we need to specify the animation duration. Okay, like the time. It is like how long the animation takes. So let us give it 2 seconds, like that. Then let us give it the animation delay. So we want it to delay for some few seconds. Animation delay, then let us give it for 1 second. So it is going to first delay. Okay, then we can specify a lot more. Okay, we can give it the others. So let us stop from there. Okay, so as you can see, I see when it loads, the animation applies. Okay, as you can see. Okay, it first becomes invisible and then visible. Okay, so we can even try to get the width here, like the width. Let's give it the width from it is coming from 100, then it is going to go to width. It's going to go to width, which width 200 pixels. They are all pixels, like that. Okay, so as you can see, when we try to save, as you can see, it is now increasing the width. Okay, so we can also specify the height. Let us specify the height. Let us give it from 100 pixels. It is going to go to height of 200 pixels, like that. So as you can see, when we try to save, as you can see, it's getting larger in a way. It is increasing. Okay, so when we try to remove these ones that we specified, as you can see. Okay, so the other one, as you can see, it is just maintaining this one, the width, but the height, it is not maintaining it. Okay, So as you can see, so let us go back. So there are many animation options. So for example, we have animation fill mode, and this one it is how styles apply before and after. Okay, before or after. Okay, so there is also the play state. There's also play state somewhere. Okay, animation play state is somewhere, so it is here. And this one it is used when for pausing or running. Okay, for play and pause state. Okay, like that. Okay, so we can use it more and more. Okay, so let us try to use the shorthand lure. Okay, let us try to use the shorthand lure. So for example, here we did the blah blah. Okay, so let us delete all these ones. Okay, so let us apply animation. So let us give it give it the name. Okay, so let us give it fade in. Oh no, let us give it our animation name. So div animation. It is going to last for 2 seconds. Then it is going to go ease in and out. So let us give it ease out. Okay, so let us give it another one, which is forwards. So it's going to go forwards. So so if we do this, as you can see, it is also applying the CSS. So here, let us remove the forwards. Remember, we didn't have these forwards. Okay, so as you can see, it's going, then it is coming back. Okay, it's coming back like the other time. So if we add the forwards, it's going to remain. Okay, so if we do that, are you seeing it is going to remain in that last position? Okay, this last width, it is going to have this last width and height. Okay, so we can do that. Let me show you how we can do it when we are using the. Okay, so let us specify. So animation here we have name, delay, iteration count. Oh, we can even run the iteration counts. For example, we can add like 2. So here it is going to do it twice. Okay, so as you can see, it is doing it twice. Okay, so for iteration count, so we can even specify 100 if we want it to do it multiple times. As you can see, it's doing it multiple times. So here, if we want to make it rapid, the duration we can change to 0.5. Okay, and delay we can change it to 0. Yeah, let us make it 0.02, like that. So as you can see, it is now fast. Okay, it is now fast, doing it fast. Okay, so we can also do something else. So for example, let's just delete this one. I want to show you multiple animation types. So let us go back to where we were. Okay, so I wanted to show you something else. For example, we have the animation range. Where's the forward? Animation fill mode, timeline. Oh, no. This one's have failed to locate where there is the forward. Okay, forward have failed. Okay, but we shall see that when I remember. Okay, we shall see that range mode, name scope, direction, fill mode. Okay, so to use forwards, we specify this one, this property, animation fill mode, and we specify forwards. Okay, there. Okay, so if it applies, it is going to remain there. So let us wait for it for another time. So as you can see, it is now remaining there. Okay, so that's how we can do it. Okay, so let us apply. So let us use transformations. Okay, so here we can apply. So from, or we can use percentages. Okay, so let us use some percentages. We make it some kind of class. So we're going from when it is 0%. Okay, 0% up to 100%. Okay, so what are we going to do? So we are going to change the transform. We're going to transform it. So transform it going to transform it, and we translate. Okay, so we are going to translate it to 0 degrees. So down here, after specifying that, we are going to come here when it is 50%. Okay, we want to change to what? We want to transform it to what? Transform it under the want to transform it remember here we had translate. Okay, translate here we need to specify the axis, so want to translate to y axis. So here we'll translate again to y axis. Okay, translate y, so let us specify that we want negative 30 pixels like that. Okay, so if we save, as you can see, it's going, so it's going in negative, negative side. So it started from 0, then it goes then down. Okay, as you can see, we can even increase this one so that it goes more. Okay, so like 100. Okay, like that. So I think it is going up. Okay, more, it is going more up. Okay, so that's how we can use it. That's how we can use it. We can also use others. There are others. Okay, so we can also, we have many. We have even the slide effects if we want it to slide. Okay, so if we want it to slide, we can do like this. So we can use transform from. No, let us use from. Okay, so we want to translate to transform it from. It is going to go from. We are going to transform. Okay, I think you know how to use this one. Translate. Want to translate what? Want to translate x-axis. The x-axis. So we want it to go to negative side. Okay, negative side. Okay, then I want to specify negative 100%. Okay, then from here I want to make the opacity to be 0. Okay, it's going to be invisible. Okay, so we want to make it 2. Go to this will be the last, so we want to transform it, translate. So let us translate it. We're going to translate but on x-axis, so 0, let it be 0, so it is going to go in that position. Then opacity, let us make it 1. Okay, so it is going to come from this side. Okay, then it appears like this. Okay, I think you have seen these transitions one time. You have ever seen it, these animations. Okay, so we can even apply multiple transition animations on one object, on one element. Okay, so if we have this one, let us copy it. Div animation, let us copy it. So let us go back to the other one. Okay, let us go back to the other one we had at first. Okay, so this is the one we had at first of changing the width. Okay, so let us add another one, which is this one, but let us give it another name. Okay, div animation 1. Okay, so let us come and apply it here. Let us add div animation 1 there. Okay, so when we do that, as you can see, they are all applying right now. Okay, all the animations are applying, as you can see. The one when it was coming from this side, and the one of scaling, of increasing in the width and height. Okay, so if we can also do this. So animation fill mode, want forwards. Okay, like that. So if we do this, you can see. Okay, so it is remaining in that with that width. Okay, and in that position. Okay, so that's how we can do it. That's how we can do it. That's how we can do it. Okay, so play around with the animations, play around with them, and practice them.